excited that I get to talk tonight because this is the life I used to live before I started doing the life I live now, which is an AP. So for the first 55 years of my life, athletics was everything. I was an athlete in high school. I entered high school at 4'11", and I weighed 85 pounds. So I obviously wasn't playing football. Okay? I played water polo and swimming. After I finished high school playing water polo and swimming, I graduated at the very tall 5'1" and 95 pounds. So I was huge. When I got into college, I continued playing water polo, and then they cut water polo, so I had to find something else to do. So I got into all these other sports. In college, besides water polo, I did track, I did tennis, I did golf, and had a whole lot of fun. And I ended up getting a scholarship to a four-year college for pole vaulting, which is track and field. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. The whole time I had people telling me that counselors in college that you're good at math, you need to get into math, you need to get a job in math. And I didn't like math. I liked athletics. So I got jobs in athletics. The first year I coached, when I was 19 years old, I coached water polo back in my alma mater, Ridley High School. So I've been coaching for over 40 years. And it's been a great life. I've had the opportunity to be the head track coach at Hoover High School in Fresno, where I got to coach a state champion who went 50 feet 9 inches in the triple jump, and a whole lot of people who medaled in the state, finishing first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth in the state, and came home with medals, and a whole lot of track athletes that went on to college, including D1, on full rides. In 2011, I was hired to coach football at Golden West High School. When I got there, Golden West High School was not a very good program. The 2 years before I got there, they won 2 games. They went 2-18 in the 2 years before I got there. I was not the first choice to be hired at Golden West High School. I was the 4th coach they offered the job to, and the first one that said yes. People didn't want to coach there. People didn't want to play there. They had 20 athletes on JV the year before I got there. They had 20 athletes on varsity the year before I got there. They had 40 kids total in JV and varsity football. The first day I got there and I worked them out, we did 40-yard dash because I wanted to see what we had. I had 3 guys that ran a sub 5-second 40. 3 guys on the entire team that ran a sub 5-second 40. So as a 46-year-old man with a belly, I was the 4th fastest person on the team. That's not a good thing. So I knew we had a lot of things to change at Golden West. So we implemented a weightlifting program for the first time that started pre-first. That first year, we had about 35 people on the varsity team and about 28, 27 on the JV team. And we averaged about 15 or 20 that showed up for weightlifting in the morning. That's not very good. So that first year went, well, let me talk about the first game. First game, I get all excited. We're playing Tulare Union, which is a very good team. And I still remember the huddle. I'm all excited. My first game as head coach. I got kids who are excited. They got a new program. They're all energized. And I tell them in the huddle, we are going to shock the world tonight. And we did, because Tulare Union scored 84 points. That's what I said. That's what I said. Dang. Okay. It's okay, we scored 20. That year we went 2-8. But during that year, I learned that I needed to change what I was doing. Because what I was doing was not working for the program. I was calling defense like I had at Hoover when I was the defensive coordinator, special teams coordinator, and I had to give that up. Because winning football games and changing lives at Hoover, at Golden West, it was not about me calling defense or calling special teams. It was about me teaching these kids how to be good teammates. And making them understand what it is to be a part of a team. So I gave up the play calling duties and started focusing on team drills. And slowly the culture started to change. The first 3 years at Golden West, we went 5-25. We won 5 games in 3 years. The second year I was at Golden West, we scored 51 points all year long. 51. We averaged 5 points a game. We gave up 477 in the second year. That's 48 points a game. Okay? We went 1-9. We beat my alma mater, Ridley High School. The third year, I could see things start to change because instead of getting 15 or 20 kids in the weight room, now we're getting about 85% every day in the weight room. I no longer had to take roll because I could just look and know who was out there because there's only 4 or 5 kids. People started showing up. It started sinking in that we needed to work hard to become a good team. We needed to be a good teammate to become a good team. That means you have to be present at team activities. That means you have to be present in the classroom. That means you have to be present with your family so you're in good standing and they let you go to football practice. Being a good teammate just doesn't happen on the athletic field. It happens 24 hours a day. With every decision you make, I'm going to do that homework so my coach doesn't have to worry about whether I can play Friday night. My coach doesn't have to worry that I might not be eligible the second half of the season. The students at Golden West figured it out. In 2014, we went 7-4 and made playoffs for the first time in like 15, 20 years. Golden West had only made playoffs 4 times before I got there. We won the city championship for, I believe, the first, maybe the second time in the history of the school. And things started to change. We had a freshman come in named Gonzalo Rodriguez, who was at the weight room every single day. As a freshman, he was being the best teammate in the entire program. Our freshmen lifted during the school day. They didn't lift in pre-first. Our JV team and our varsity team lifted during pre-first. But he was in pre-first every single day, showing our sophomores, juniors, and seniors what it is to be a good teammate. I changed the lifting program because I needed to teach the kids more about what it is to be a good teammate. So on Tuesday and Thursday, we did speed drills, cutting, changing direction, all that stuff. At least that's what the kids thought. Because that's the activities going through. The drills for me, though, was about teaching them how to lead. How to be that senior player that goes to the freshman who's doing the drill with them and saying, hey, you didn't finish through the line. And coach him up with a positive attitude, not belittle him. So that he wants to finish through the line the next time. And wants to do it right. And he wants to get better. So 4 years later, we can win. Gonzalo's senior year, 2017. We went 12-3. We won the Valley Championship for the first time ever at Golden West. See, I'm at Whitney 2-2 now. But at Golden West High School, we won the Valley Championship for the first time ever. We went on, played the game in the state playoffs, won the state regional championship the next week. And in the final game of the year, played in high school football in California, December 15th, 2017, we lost in the state championship. But the culture changed at Hoover High School. Remember the first 3 years, we went 5-25. From the 4th year to the 9th year, I coached 9 years over there, we went 47-27. We won 47 games and lost 27 games. We scored over 2,100 points in those 5 years. In 2017, we had the most rushing yards in high school football in the state of California. And it wasn't me. Because another thing we preached is if you work hard enough and you're a good enough teammate and you hold people accountable, we're going to win no matter what the coaches call. And the majority of the time we stepped on the field, we had the game won before we stepped on the field. Because of what we did from January through August. What we did in the off season set us up for the season. That 2017 season was won from January through August. 2018, we went right back to the Valley Championship. We lost to CBC that time. But culture changed, not just for the football team, but for the entire campus, because what 50 kids did on that varsity football team as teammates, holding each other accountable, being on time to practice, being on time to the classroom, being where they're supposed to be at home and in class. The average GPA for varsity football at Golden West High School from 2014 to 2019 football teams when I left was 3.5. And we didn't lose a single player to grades in those years. Not a single player. And not once did I have to look at a roll sheet to take roll in pre-first football. Not once was I talking to my football team and had players talking in the stands. Because they knew what was at stake. You guys have it in you. Keep fighting. You'll get there.